Hey, welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thank you for watching live on the replay. You're awesome. I hope that I pack lots of value in here so that you guys will jump over to the website, click website femyoga.com, click support, and help us to keep this channel going and growing with your contributions. Thank you so much to everyone who makes this channel possible. Boom, 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 boom. That's everyone from the last 30 days. We are over our target for the last 30 days. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for an $8,000 broadcast last night. I am overwhelmed by all the awesome people I see in the chat, on Periscope, on YouTube, and I just need really quickly, because I see Josie shun the sun, and I need some cowbell. There we go. I told her she had to come into my broadcast because I made that button on my stream deck, and I wanted her to. Well, I didn't ruin the fun scope. Lizzie might go live on her channel. She often does go live with the same sexual health and wellness content on her channel right after, so make sure you're following Lizzie Bear. And right there in the chat, you can see Flor, aka Lumperito. Her username is Lumperito, and she comes on Saturday nights, which was last night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, for 1 hour of trivia and beer tasting. So yeah, you could support for as low as $5 and as high as $7,250. Dan on Fleek first comment to the broadcast on YouTube, and Steph Ray is watching over there as well. Happy 3rd birthday, Periscope birthday to you, Steph. You did a great broadcast with the unicorn horn. Lots of fun. I love the idea about the painting. I'm really excited to hang out with you tomorrow night. Me and Steph don't live too far from each other, so we like to hang out in person and make this whole virtual thing reality. So I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I have met about 90 people from the Periscope app alone, and I'm looking to meet more people all the time. So I'll be in Vegas very soon. If you're in the Vegas area, let me know. Hopefully we can meet up there as well, and we can get that number to 100. Okay, I'm gonna make a virtual list of everyone I've met too, so that way it's easier to keep track of. I also wanna say, first comment to the broadcast on Periscope was Katie Lee, too, my #1 super fan on Periscope and one of my best friends. Hey Tia, how are you, bundle of joy? Hi Mark, how are you? Another super fan in the house. And Katie and Mark are both monthly sponsors of this channel, which means they get entered to win $100 every single month. And before I forget, between my broadcast earlier about not letting your mind idle and calling people, staying connected, and Lizzie's broadcast about sexual health and wellness, we are 63,679 super hearts from our goal. So Mark with the first super hearts of the broadcast, starting it out with 66 stars. So we are now 63,619 or 13 super hearts away from our goal for 100,000 for the day. Hey, Big Kev. Mark, you're on YouTube too? Thank you. Thank you. Matthew, hi. Scott in Vegas. I'll probably meet you, I bet, because you're in Vegas. Matthew, thanks for inviting your followers. My strategy is ball so hard. Just want to find me. But first they gotta find me. Joe, that's hilarious. You are my favorite Joe, and that's exactly why. Shun liked the cowbell, I see. Do you want it again? Do you want it again? No, you gotta earn it. You gotta earn it. We'll do cowbell every, I don't know, 5,000 super hearts or something. For as low, I don't know about every 5,000, but if we get to 5,000, I will shoot off the cowbells again. Tiki, thank you for the super hearts, top contributor of the broadcast. Tiki, do you love me? I stole this from Sonam. Are you riding? Oh, I could do the dance too, wait. Tiki, do you love me? Are you riding? I don't know who drives like this. Like, you'd have to be really far laid back in your chair to drive like this. And who drives who's going all over the road like that? You don't want to be driving like that. Okay, anyway, are you riding? More like just this. Are you riding? So you never ever leave from beside me? Because I want you. And I need you. And I'm down for you always. Okay, so we're at 3,330 super hearts, so we are only 60,000 from our goal now. All right, bonjour, Francis Sargent, hello. Oh, I gotta read these comments faster. Scott with the super Scots. They're lemony and delicious, nutritious lemonade. Thank you so much for the super hearts. We are gonna get that goal. I feel it in my bones. We got 1 million super hearts last night, so we can definitely get 63,000. That much is for sure. Steve Campbell, hi. I swear we're going to get to the book. This always happens. You guys are always just so awesome, and I just want to talk to you. How sweet. I think that's a bot. I'm not sure. Yeah, it was an $8,000 broadcast last night. Yeah, Anonymous sent $7,000 during the broadcast last night. Am I a tarot card reader tonight with this on? Yep, and your future is amazing. Amazing. I'm donating to the Cowbell Only Fund for a real life groovy cowbell. I think that's a really good idea. Sean, if you find a good cowbell on Amazon, just send me a link and I'll put it on my Amazon wish list. And then someone will definitely get it for me eventually. If it's cheap enough, I'll just buy one myself. Mark, thank you for the super hearts. Sonam said, I'm not spending money on super hearts. Yes, I love that. We've been talking about our money story. Are we spenders? Are we savers? Are we spending money that we don't have? Are we, we're trying to be generous, so we're giving, but maybe we're giving more than we should, and now people have to give to us to balance it out. So I love that. Sonam said she's not spending her money on super hearts. She's going to save it. She's resisting, she's practicing. I love it. And we're going to talk about how to take the money that you do have and turn it into more money, so then you don't have to set any limits on how much you can give and spend and travel and, celebrate and go out to eat and all the things that you want to do that might be a little bit pricey. Mark says, P.S. I am Dan's beard. I know you are, Mark. I'm going to charm a snake. How do they do that? Oh, no, wait, that's like belly dancing, right? How do you charm a snake? I need a flute. Okay, I don't know the snake charmer rhythm. Stan, hi, Montreal Stan. How is Canada today? How's the weather in Canada? It's October 8th, 2018. It's after midnight now. I'm curious, is it starting to get chilly at night? I earned my cowbell in Nam. Oh my God. Wait, where's that other lady? Scott, you follow Lizzie Bear. I don't know if you've ever heard of her before, but she's really awesome. I think you're going to like her a lot. She has awesome broadcasts about sexual health and wellness. And she just got done broadcasting every single day, 100 days in a row. She did a celebration. She was sick today. She came on this channel anyway at her scheduled time, did a full hour of good content, good energy. She was laughing and smiling and inhaling her Vicks. Vapor rub, whatever it is. That is commitment. That is dedication. That is doing the hard things, making the harder, tougher choices so that you can doing the things others won't today so you can do what others can't tomorrow. Lizzie Bear, I love you. I appreciate you. And do you love me? Are you riding? Montreal Stan, thank you for the super hearts and thank you for being the top contributor of the Lizzie Bear broadcast. That was really awesome. We got to make sure that the other content creators on this channel get lots of super hearts too, so they can get their bonus payouts. Which one are you looking for on YouTube? It'll have the same name as this. I see you. Mark said, well, hey. Oh, hey, Joey Polanco. How are you on YouTube? Yes, you are on YouTube. I see that. And Steph is putting unicorn emojis. I love it. All right, Dub said, you could have been mean, but you weren't. I know, I thought about it. Just had to buy winter tires and rims. Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, do you buy new ones every year, Stan, or do you store your winter tires, like, during the summer, or do you have to replace them every year because they get so worn? Do you have to drive far to work? Me and Stan are just going to have a conversation. Can everyone else please leave? We're trying to have a private conversation right now. I charmed you, Sonam? Are you a snake? You slithery snake. Mr. Amrit Singh, thank you for gracing me with your presence. Good morning. Super good morning. It's not even 6 in the morning. Okay, overachievers in the house. Sona 108, Mr. A Singh. They're in the UK. They're already awake for the day. I didn't even go to bed until 8 a.m. this morning. So what's your plan today, Amrit? You're getting in the winter mode? Okay. Yeah, I bet. We don't have winter down here in Florida. Captain Mike, my favorite troll on all of Periscope. I apologize to all the other trolls that have been aspiring to the #1 spot in my heart. We have a special connection. And I don't know if I'm actually going to be coming to Atlantic City in December, Mike, but I would love to, and hopefully I will. That would make me very happy. Okay, Scott said, please repeat. I missed all of that. What I said was that Sonam 107 is my favorite broadcaster on Periscope, and that you should follow her and call her Shannon. Taylor's reading Charlie Manson. Awesome. What? No. Okay, so the book we're talking about is actually written by Danielle Town and Phil Town. You may have heard the name Phil Town from the book Rule Number 1 Investing. This is called Invested, And it's about how Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger taught her to master her mind, her emotions, and her money. And she's actually Phil Town's daughter. So that's how that works. And it's all about value investing. We've been talking about it for the past 2 days. Today is day 3. Tiki is next to your pineapple on the shelf, Mark. Nice. I love Tiki. And I love you too, Mark. And going to start to scope more. So want your support too. What are you going to be broadcasting about, Stan? That sounds fun. I love watching people's broadcasts. Did you get my contribution of $9,000 yesterday? Was that you, Captain Mike? I should ask Anonymous if I can put Captain Mike. That would bring me so much joy. Okay, I'm supposed to remind you about a giveaway. Oh my God, Katie. Yes, Katie. Literally, if Katie wasn't so awesome, this channel would probably not even exist anymore. Okay, Google Calendar. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? I don't think I should do it during Vegas. I think it'll be too much. So instead, our $100 giveaway is on the 17th. Why don't we just keep it going after that? $100 a day. Okay, you guys vote. You guys are here live. You get to vote. On Twitch, on YouTube, on Periscope, you put in either a 1 or a 2 in the chat. You put a 1 in the chat if you think I should give away $500 all in one day. And put a 2 in the chat if you think I should spread it out $100 each day over 5 days. So what do you think would be more fun, more exciting, where it's going to give you the best chances? Like if I do like a giveaway like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, $100 each, or just like five times go live in one day, $100 each time throughout the day. So 1 means all in one day, and 2 means spread it out over 5 days. They were 8 years old, so had to change. Oh, you got a good life out of those, that's for sure. Oh, thanks, Joe. You like this shirt? My favorite Taylor ever. You was all night jamming to Flash. Yeah, most nights. That's pretty much what we all do, I think. Why you said you were? Huh? Joe, thank you for the super hearts. And they're orange, my favorite color. Where are we at with super hearts right now? We have 12,633 super hearts. Our goal is 63,000. And I said we were going to do cowbell again if we got to 5,000. So random. Okay. Get rooms and see. I'm excited to start my day directing a campaign with Starbucks, 2 talks, planning, and new artwork. Directing a campaign with Starbucks? What do you mean? What does that mean, Amrit? I'm like way far behind in comments. So you said Sonam 107. I know. That was intentional. I was yesterday morning, but had to come back for the giraffe event in Worcester. Did you get my contribution of $170 million, Taylor? No, Joe, I don't think I saw that one come through. First time I saw you, think you were on a bike ride and cleaning the environment. I actually don't know how to ride a bike, but I did clean a park on this channel during Earth Day one time. I automatically win $100 for reminding you, right? Maybe on the 17th, because you are a monthly sponsor. Okay, Law Legend thinks all in one day. Shun the Sun all in one day. I should get paid for this, Katie said. Stan says spread it out. Wait, Katie, did you say 1 twice? No, that was Law Legend. Okay, then Katie says all in one day. Sonam says spread it out. Tiki says spread it out. I think you should just give us all your bank account number. Let's vote. Wait, Law Legend actually switched from 1 to 2. Sorry, go this way. And then Daniel's son said 2 as well. This is usually how I do it, so 1st to 5. So we're going to spread it out. We're going to do 5 days, $100 giveaway every day. It's going to start on the 18th of October. $100 giveaway. And actually, why don't I do $500 in my little event here. This is just in my calendar. You guys can't actually see what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's the last day will be Monday, October 22nd. So if you're busy on one of the days, you'll be able to have other chances, because we're gonna give away $100 on the 17th, which is only open to people who are monthly sponsors of the channel at femyoga.com. But then we're gonna give away another $100 on the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. So we're gonna be giving away $600 in 6 days, and those $500 giveaways are open to anyone and everyone. The only thing is you have to be here live to win. So make sure you're following the channel and you have your notifications turned on. Subscribe on YouTube, everywhere. Make sure that you're ready for this. Mark, I am doing well. How are you? First time I saw Taylor, she called 911 on me. True story, you guys should use Bing. Bing! 5. Hi. Hello. It's a Christmas campaign I'm working on. I don't think I'm meant to talk about it yet. Oh well. Your secret's safe with us. There's only 30 people in here, right? 40 people. Ray Lee, hello. What time though? Oh my god, that cowbell amuses me. What time? I don't know. You're just gonna have to have your notifications on, girl, because I don't plan like that. Because if I say it's gonna be at a certain time, there's no way it's gonna happen at that time. So whatever time I say it's gonna be at, you could pretty much guarantee it definitely will not be at that time. Okay, thank you, Katie. So now we have the $500 giveaway scheduled. Make sure you tell all your friends. And do I have the heart race up? Yes, thank you, Tiki, Josie, Katie, Amrit, Mark for the hearts. I have -2 people in here. Mike, how come I see your comments then? That's what he said. What did I say? Oh crap, I hate when I troll myself like this. All right. Hi Ryan, how are you? Bank account number, yes. I did say Sonam 107, I know. Yeah, good seeing you too, Amrit. I know, you're probably not up this early usually, but have a good day. Good luck with the Starbucks thing. Enjoy your new artwork, and you're prepping for 2 talks. My grandpa was telling me today about one of his friends who's really wealthy from being a public speaker. I'm like, you don't hear stories like that every day. Taylor makes a bad troll. I feel like that's a compliment. You made a special number of hearts. You did? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now do not touch the screen. Do not touch the screen. You get cowbell for that, by the way. Am I on Twitch? Yes, we should be live on Twitch. I haven't seen any comments come in from there yet, so I don't know if maybe it glitched out or it's just quiet because Twitch, I don't know. Okay, now let's talk about the book. Now we did our little housekeeping. I'm doing yoga right now in my hammock and listening to this broadcast. Wow, yoga in your hammock. Interesting. So no calls? No calls? I think I forgot what we were talking about. I'm sorry, Stan. Taylor's awesome, guys. She knows I love her. Guys, have fun. She's the best. You're the best, Mike, and I will see you later, maybe. I should get 2 cowbell smashes for my thumb fatigue. Mark, yes, first comment to the broadcast on Twitch. Thanks for checking that out. Fine. Thumb fatigue, cowbells. Thumb fatigue. It's so hard to say. Okay, now we get to work. So we're on chapter 4 of this book. Again, it's called Invested by Danielle Town, daughter of Phil Town, who wrote Rule Number 1 Investing, which is inspired by Warren Buffett. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. So the first principle of value investing, according to Charlie Munger, is being capable of understanding the business. Now, over the past couple of days, we have talked about this, but I do want to go through this chapter a little bit more step by step because there are some pieces in here that are really, really, really important. Josie. And Josie just died. Perfect. That's fine. So we loved you. We had a good time. Rest in peace. We'll always remember you. We'll do a memorial scope. # shun the sun. Tiki said you're number 2. Oh, snap. Tiki. You're on YouTube and Twitch, Mark. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a whole lot of nothing. Just buy my book, right? That's a whole lot of nothing? What? Only invest in companies you're capable of understanding? This isn't a Charlie Munger book. So anyway, I disagree. I think that's an extremely valuable piece of advice because people want to invest in like hot new tech companies. Ooh, that's the great new thing. And they don't understand it at all. And they think that's how you're supposed to invest. And also, how many of you understand what a mutual fund is? What your 401k plan really is, what you're invested in? Like, how many people are fully understanding their investments in the companies or products, services that they're investing in? And I think that is actually not a bunch of nothing. I think that's wildly important and true. So they do talk here about efficient market hypothesis, which we also talked about a little bit in the past. I just want to make sure I'm covering everything. And I know repeating myself to me feels a little bit much, but there's a lot of new people here and repetition helps to make things stick, especially the important things. So EMH, efficient market hypothesis, assumes that the market reacts rationally and that people act rationally. So if something is worth $50, they would never pay $100 for it, right? I mean, you and I would never pay $100 for something that should only cost $50. We would hope. Unfortunately, that happens all the time. So people do not behave rationally and predictably. They react emotionally, which I also would think would be called EMH, emotional market hypothesis, but I don't think that's a thing. So it's important to know about that. Adam Smith, Wealth of Nations, and that's kind of how people believed for a very long time until they kind of learned more about psychology and really looked at trends and saw, listen, people, emotion will cause the price of something to be a lot higher than what it's actually worth. And we want to make sure that we use our minds as much as possible to override our emotions, which we will have. Yeah, like tulip mania, exactly. And if you guys don't know what that is, that's the time. I actually don't remember the time period it was, maybe 1920s. I could be way off, maybe like 1700s. I literally have no idea. But at one point somewhere in Europe, I believe, the cost of tulip bulbs went to like $2,000 a bulb or something, like just ridiculous. Like they just became wildly overvalued or overpriced for what value you actually get for a tulip bulb to plant some tulip flowers. And anyone who had invested in that at the top, like think of Bitcoin. It was like nothing. If you invested then, great. And then it had a big hype and everybody was paying more and more and more and everyone was getting into it and everything. And if you buy there when everyone's really excited about it because it's like, oh, it's so exciting, it's going up so much, it's going to keep going up forever, infinitely, and then it goes back down to adjust a little bit more closely to the actual value. Depending on my defined benefit retirement, which is getting rare other than your politicians wake you. I didn't follow that. We only need 5 million more hours on YouTube to monetize, Mark. That was actually really funny. Thank you for making me laugh. Hey, Darren, what's up? I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you doing? I suddenly want to buy tulip bulb plants now. Fanorana, hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long. How you doing? How's your family? Okay, now, some people say that Warren Buffett was just lucky. The argument here is that the numbers speak for themselves. Okay. Events. So we want to talk about events that happen that change the market. And you want to almost always wait for an event before you buy or you sell. Events kind of trigger us to do something. We're not traders. That's not what we're talking about here in this broadcast and in this book. We aren't talking about like you buy something, it goes up a few pennies and then you sell it. We're talking about investing in companies that you understand and that you see value in and future gain in, and then selling it when it becomes wildly overpriced, or and buying it when it becomes wildly underpriced, or at least a reasonable price. Just hanging in there, Darren? What's wrong? What's up? What happened today? Tell me about it. The principle of costs going up as a company makes more is still sound. Costs going up as a company makes more. Oh, the principle of costs going up as a company makes more is still sound. That's interesting. Have you ever noticed that when people, like, the more money people make, it's like it doesn't seem like they make any more money because they're just, like, spending it all. Like, it's like, oh, all I need is $100,000 a year, but then $100,000 a year comes and they, like, get a big new place to live in. They get a new car. They get all new clothes and new jewelry. And it's like, well... It's nice to make more money than you spend, right? So you can actually invest that money and turn it into more money. I just think that's kind of interesting. So I don't think that costs have to go up as your income goes up, but that is oftentimes the case. I don't know if my brother's going to college, so actually I should probably check. Favorite Halloween movie? I don't know. Maybe Nightmare Before Christmas? I like that movie a lot. What about you, Bobby? And everyone else, what's your favorite Halloween movie? So yeah, you want to wait for events. Market-wide events are like an actual stock market bubble collapse. USA says it's capitalism. Oh, that's something too that I learned from this book, recommendation of a book called Conscious Capitalism, which was written by the owner and CEO of Whole Foods, Jack something. So I put that on my to be read list, my wish list to read, basically. Hey Alex, привет, как дела? How you doing? How's your family? Okay. All right, here we go. So now we're getting into something that's a little bit less basic, a little bit less beginner. I don't fully comprehend it myself, so we are going to do a little digging research together. I'm learning with you, and in a way, the reason I'm doing this broadcast, this series, is not just so that I can learn it and I can invest and make money, but that you can learn it as well and see that because I'm going to understand this pretty fluently in the next year, 2 years, 3 years. Every year I'm going to get more fluent in this. So I think it's good for you to see me kind of struggling and what it really takes to learn something, because it doesn't just automatically come to you. Hocus Pocus is another good one, actually. Yeah. Is Jaws a horror movie? I don't think so. I wouldn't say Jaws is it's not a Halloween movie. How's that? So I think that when you see me kind of grasping at concepts and learning and growing, it can encourage you to know that you can do this too. We can get through this together, and we'll help each other. We'll answer each other's questions. Buy low, sell high. I like it, Dave. Actually, the first principle is to only invest being capable of understanding the business. That's the first principle of value investing. You have to be capable of understanding the business you're considering investing in. According to Charlie Munger, that's his. Okay, so we're going to talk about two numbers before we get into that, which first is the Shiller P to E. So P to E, and when you see P/E, you're going to see this a lot in investing, so you just become more comfortable with it. It's the price to earnings ratio. That's what it means. P means price, E means earnings. So it's basically a comparison between those two numbers, the price of the company and the earnings of the company. And we'll actually get into P to E ratio later on in the book, but that's what P to E stands for. Yep, you got it, Rayleigh. So I'm going to read this one little section just because I need to. The Shiller P to E is an indicator created by Robert Shiller, author of Irrational Exuberance. Man-eating shark seems horrifying. Okay, sorry. To determine how over or underpriced the market is, Shiller calculates the cyclically and inflation-adjusted earnings of the S&P 500 over the past 10 years and divides that number into the total market price of the S&P 500. Think independently. A cyclically adjusted price-to-earnings ratio, which sounds like a food-processed mess of words. But I discovered that a chart helps a lot to understand. On the opposite page is a chart of these points going back to 1870, and I'll show you the chart in a moment. The average Shiller P to E over 140 years is 16.4. Since 1870, the Shiller P to E has risen above 25 only 3 times. In 1929, it rose to 32, and then the market crashed down 90%. In 2000, it rose to 44, and then the market crashed down 50%. The third time is now. The Shiller P to E went above 28 in 2016, and as of October 2017, it had risen to 31. Halloween seems like the best Halloween movie. Okay, Halloween, is that Michael? Jason? No. Is that the costume that Lizzie had on her broadcast the other night? Is Wall Street a horror movie? Wall Street? Is Wall Street even a movie? I don't think I've seen the movie. Are you talking about Wolf on Wall Street? All right. Shiller got the Nobel Prize for this analysis and the discovery that the market can behave quite irrationally and does so regularly. The Shiller P to E doesn't indicate an imminent crash. It's just an indicator to know when the whole market is badly mispriced. Are you placing bets on horse races right now? Beam Stoker's Dracula. Michael Myers, yes. I think that was the little costume. If you watch Lizzie's 100th broadcast out of her 100-day challenge, you'll see him in her broadcast attacking her. The market might tumble next week, or it might go straight up for another 2 years. Or it might not go anywhere for 3 years. Good morning, Butler kits. Okay, so let's look it up what it is right now, because this is about a year old. She gave us a number from October 2017. Let's go over here and see what is the Shiller P to E right now. Cyclically adjusted price to earnings ratio. Yeah, those are fake views. Those are from Alex Mann. When he travels with a lot of bot friends. How many people are affiliated with you now on here? 4 people, not including Sonam, because Sonam did trivia with us in the past, and she's not on the channel anymore. So we have Ruby Nusa. She's our longest time content creator. Then Lumperito, aka Flor, Lizzie Bear, and our newest member, which is Lorena Mia. And Lorena's going to have her second ever episode on this channel tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time to do another outdoor broadcast for 1 hour. So the current Shiller P to E ratio is 32.71. And when she looked at it, it was 31. So it's only gone up 1 point from there. And the number that you are looking at is 25. When it's over 25, it seems like there's a crash coming soon after. And I would agree with that. I feel like a crash is coming. And I was married to a guy. I was dating him and married to him for a total of 7 years. And I never really thought that the crash was coming. I never really got the feeling myself. He always thought that, but I was just kind of like, well, I don't know, maybe. But then just in the past several months, maybe, when did I go to that wedding? Yeah, in the past 1 to 2 months even, I don't know. To be honest with you, hearing my mom talking about the bank interest rates increasing, and it's like when people that aren't, very well off and not big business owners and are just kind of like everyday average people start talking about something feeling off and crash being kind of imminent. I feel like that's a pretty good indicator. But again, it's all feelings and I'm young and I don't really know much. A correction, not a crash. Well, a crash just indicates that it goes down from where it currently is in a rapid manner. So even though it is a correction, because we're going back to hopefully closer to realistic values of the market, it's still a crash, right? Oh, thanks, Bobby. Thank you. Donate a percentage of your income for write-offs and tax avoidance. I agree with that, Ray Lee. And if you're looking for somewhere to send it, femyoga.com. Okay. Anyway, so we're at 32.71. I think that's an interesting data point. I think I'm going to put that somewhere. Where should I write it? I think I'm just going to make an investing notes sheet in my Google Docs. I encourage you guys to do the same thing. If you find anything interesting that you want to remember, for me, I want to remember the Shiller P to E ratio so I can check that whenever I want, and I will not remember it if I don't write it down. So I'm just going to make a new document on Google Docs called investing, and I'm going to write Shiller P to E, and my computer's going to crash. Shiller P to E ratio 1/25, crash coming. And on 10/8/18 we have 32.71. Cool. There we go. 20% correction isn't crazy for buy and hold. Oh yeah, no, you wouldn't. Yeah, we want to buy stuff after a crash or after a decrease or a decline, whatever you want to call it. That's when you want to buy. If you want to wait for that moment. Do I know about shorting stocks? It's not something that I do. I do know it's basically you're betting against the stock. So you're betting that the stock is going to go down and you make money if they go down. That's called shorting a stock, right? Tell me if I'm wrong, because again, this is all pretty new to me as well. It's a great opportunity to buy. I agree with you, Dave Oakley. I totally agree. Just crashed. Oh well. Oh, your Periscope app crashed, you mean? Oh, I'm sorry, Stan. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. And let's check in with our super hearts. We're at 13,722. If we get 6,278 more super hearts, we will shoot off these red guns, which are full of $1,600. And it'll be really fun. Okay. The next indicator is called the Buffett indicator. Oh wait, I said I was going to show you that chart. Chart. Diversify is actually something Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger weren't against. They pretty much say you should have 10 companies at most. And to start, we're only going to have one. So I think we're definitely going to look at Twitter. I was considering maybe looking at Spotify a little bit. They piqued my interest last night because they're not They didn't have like an IPO. They didn't do an initial public offering and are trading or on the stock market. It's called direct market. So I don't know, what does that mean? That just means that it just automatically, like, I don't know, I guess I could look it up. Let's look it up. Let's look it up and learn. Not Jimmy Buffett. Had cash on sideline in 2008, bought Ford at $2 and Apple at 100. Yes, exactly. Okay, let's calculate that real quick. So Dave said he had cash on the sideline in 2008, which is what we talked about last night. Yes, it's a little bit risky because you are going to lose 3% a year to inflation just by holding on to the cash. And that savings isn't the goal, investing is the goal, and growing the money is the goal. And that saving is better than spending, but investing is better than saving. However, saving is better than investing until the time is right. Does it make sense? So that's exactly what Dave was talking about. He had cash ready to go and was probably like, oh my God, this cash, it's losing value, the freaking inflation, give me a buying opportunity. And then boom, he got it and he bought it up. So let's look up what Ford is right now. Ford Motor Company right now is $9.12. So if he got that at, what did you say, $2? $2. Is that 450% increase? I feel like I could do that math in my head. Oh, hang on, real quick, just a quick little interruption. I got my Fem Yoga phone. What? If you want a Fem Yoga phone, go to femyoga.com, click merch, or go to femyoga.com/merch. Oh, and then here I go. I'm trying to respond to somebody really quick, and I just typed in femyoga.com/merch. You guys. Okay. Do. Really quick. Multitasking. Okay. That never happened. Now, $100 for Apple. Apple is $224.29. So that's about a 220% return on, no, 120% return-ish. What about the cannabis stocks? I haven't found any cannabis stocks or cannabis companies that impressed me enough to invest in them yet. I know it's going to be a hot industry. I want to get involved in it. I want to find something good. I just haven't found it yet. I've looked at least 10 different companies and haven't found anything. I haven't been actively looking into it, but that probably is an industry that I would also understand quite well. And I probably should look into some of those companies as well, but I just don't have any on my watch list right now. I really don't like this stock thing that peeps do. Nothing but gamble with people's lives and do zero work to make it. Oh, are you talking about like money managers, like fund managers? That's the thing, is they get paid even if you lose money. Like you give them your money and you're like, I don't want to learn investing. You do it. And they're like, okay, well, you're going to pay me either way. You're going to pay me whether I lose it. You're going to pay me whether you make money on it. You're paying me. So that kind of sucks, right? Now, I think they do make more if they make you money, but they still make money even if they lose you money. So the incentive to them is, there's still an incentive to make you money as long as they make more for themselves. But at the same time, there's not a whole lot of incentive to not lose your money because they still get paid. So I think that is just more reason it's really important to do your own investing. Invest your own money, open up a brokerage account, it's free, move some money from your checking account into there and make some purchases. But not yet, not until you're completely ready, and that's gonna be a while. And you have to, not only are you educated and ready and prepared with financially and mentally with your research into the company, but then you have to wait for an event to give you the opportunity to buy it. Apple up 15x, Ford 12x, tax avoidance, sold Ford at 12. Nice. Okay, yeah. So wouldn't that just be 6x because you bought it at 2? But that was a very scary buy for Ford at the time. You gotta risk it to get the biscuit sometimes. And if he did an evaluation of the company and he looked at the price and he had confidence that the company was going to make a comeback, it's not really risky. The only risk, that was a quote from Warren Buffett, and I'm going to mess it up because I don't know verbatim what it is, but it's something like, the only risk in investing is ignorance. So if you don't have knowledge, like the less you know, the more risky it is to invest, for sure. But the more you know, the more you eliminate some of the risk. And especially if you're not just going based on, oh, I know this guy, he's a good guy, I'm going to invest in his company. No, like you evaluate the company. You actually do a valuation of the company, pull numbers from their balance sheets and their income statements and earnings statements. I think there's at least 3 different sheets to pull papers from, or to pull numbers from, put them into your formulas, figure out what price you would be willing to pay for this company and what kind of return you're expecting on that, and wait for it to be that price before you pull the trigger. Even if you make money, you have to shell out capital gains to the government. Yeah, so I had a friend talking to me about this recently. Something about like you can set up your own retirement fund. So if you take the money that you make and you put it into a retirement fund, it doesn't get taxed because it's like it was like an expense into a retirement account, a retirement fund, or something that you do yourself. So me and him are going to talk about that more next week. So I'll know a little bit more after I chat with him. But until then, I'm a little bit fuzzy on it, as you can tell. You ever use a website like Investopedia? I have been on there before, not in the past couple of days since we started this. Stan's like, I just bought new tires. Hold Apple at 233 with 7x split, so up 1,500%. Oh, okay, they did a split. I have lost a lot of money in cannabis. Garbage. There you go, Rayleigh. See? That's the thing, is like it is a good industry that's going to grow, but everyone like is getting into it once and got into it at once, and it's just kind of like there's so many ways it could go. It's really hard to predict the future, you know? But when you find that company that to you just really like, yes, this is the one, they got it, you know, it increases your confidence. Capital gains should be taxed at the same rate as wages. I think they should all not be taxed because I think taxation is theft. Gold is win-win. Cobalt, that's interesting. Cobalt. I don't often hear cobalt. Yeah, I like silver and gold for sure. Silver especially right now. What's going on in this trailer park, Chris? Does this look like a trailer? Index funds, if you don't research. Yes. So you can basically combat the effects of inflation by getting involved in like what we talked about yesterday, or was it yesterday? Or the day before yesterday? Let's go over it again because I can never remember anyway. I think it was the first night. So we talked about mutual funds, market index funds, ETFs or exchange traded funds, and robo-advisors. So we're not going to look at robo-advisors. So you're saying index funds. So market index funds. The fees are anywhere between 0.05 and 0.74%. So that does look like that's pretty much the lowest percentage that you pay for market index funds. So then you gain about... Does it really say? It doesn't really say like what the average return is on a market index fund, but I just encourage you to do your research and invest in companies that are actually going to do well. Like, for example, I bought Twitter and I didn't follow all the rules. I didn't do evaluation. I didn't look at price. I just looked at the product itself, which was Periscope actually, and the potential that I think that it has, and bought like $500 worth, which really in the grand scheme of life is not that much money, right? We can lose $500 on a ticket. So, or like a car repair, winter tires, right, Stan? So I bought it for $500, but now it's worth like $800 and what was it worth? We checked it the other day. It's like $823. It went up 65%, and that's in a year and 2 months, so in 14 months. So 65% return on your investment is something like you're never going to see from a market index fund because of the diversification. Now, I also could have made $0 or lost all $500. I didn't think that Twitter was probably going to like just go under anytime soon, but at the same time, it's always possible. Or they could get acquired by someone else or something. You have to be super careful with money managers as they can also get commissions on what they have you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Wow, really? So they can actually get commissions from the companies? Like if they like basically say, I'm like, oh, hey, if you get people to invest in fem yoga, I'll give you like 5% of everything you invest in the company using other people's money. That's messed up. That's messed up. Forward different time. Sorry, 6x. Okay. Wow, 5,000 viewers. It's not real. It's not real. They're just bots, Jack. You don't get taxed on your own property. Wait until the government does something like that. Property tax is a real thing. Remember, we all die equally. JJ Astor died on the RMS Titanic. Ford is terrible now. Stopped selling cars. Oh no. Invest in your health. Yeah, eat vegetables. Self-directed, tax deferred. Merrill Edge has great research, by the way. Merrill Edge, what's that? Is that a person? Sorry. Merrill Edge. Streamline your investing. Online investing, trading, brokerage, and advice. Oh, interesting. It's like a research tool. Okay. Oh, but it costs money. No, guys. No. Just get this book free from the library, probably. Read it, and then do what it says instead of paying someone else to do that for you, because it's really not that hard. Am I talking about a Roth IRA? You're taxed now, not later. I don't think that's what he was talking about. He didn't call it an IRA, but at the same time, it was a very brief little audio message that we exchanged because we're going to be together next week, so we're going to chat more in person. If you get sick, you are dead, no insurance. Stan, so if I have money, I can pay for my health care without insurance, which is what I currently do. So I don't have to die, hopefully. Tesla was the monster that should have been hammering from the beginning. Taxes pay the road you drive on. Jesus help the ignorant, I pray. Taxes pay the road I drive on. Are you telling me that I couldn't pay someone else to pave the road that I drive on? Because right now I have to pay the government to pay someone to do it. So I'm paying more than I would if I just paid the person that worked on the road directly. Lord Jesus, please help us all. Invest in raw materials over stocks. Twitter. See, that's the thing, is everyone laughed about my Twitter investment, but I've made $300 on a $500 investment in a year. I mean, I could sell it right now and have made, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't think that it's done with its growth. And it kind of has been going down a little from the bots because they're deleting bot accounts, which I think is a good thing. However, people are like reacting strangely to it, like that makes any difference. Like, if there's bots on Twitter or not, I don't know. I just think that it's in it for the long haul. It's going to be good. But I'm going to do a valuation on it. So by the end of this book together, we're going to have valued Twitter. We'll see what the price is. We'll see if we think it's a good value. And if it is, I'm going to buy a whole lot more of it. Coke and Nestle is going to use CBD for healthy products soon. So cannabidiol will boom. Yeah, I mean, CBD I bet already is. But again, there's so many different companies you can get it from. Maybe if you could figure out like a if they're all using like the same manufacturer and it's just the same CBD oil and different private labels, maybe the manufacturing company would be an investment to consider. If you find one company that seems to have most of the market share of the CBD market for some reason, maybe because of government regulation or something, like that might be something to be interested in. But right now I'm just seeing like so many companies doing a lot of the same stuff, and they're just not impressive. Like, they're not standing out to me. So, no kids. Why the heck should I pay school taxes? Okay. After I bought Zynga, it dropped 75%. Oh, that's something that we'll get to this too. As soon as you buy a stock, it will go down. That's the mentality. When you buy it, you just say, I'm going to buy this, and just because I buy it, it's going to go down. And having that, just being okay with that. You're just trying to like combat the emotion. So if it goes up, great, that's a great surprise, right? But you're prepared and you're going in to think, okay, I'm gonna buy it and it's gonna go down. But that's okay, because we're not day traders, okay? We're not trying to like sell it off next week or next month or next year. Like I said, it's up 65% from last year. I don't plan on selling it right now. I think that it could go up more. But again, I don't know, because I gotta value it. So again, these are all just like feelings, really, if I'm being honest. Tech stocks are something I would never invest in. Google and Apple will kill it in Internet of Things age. Google and Apple will kill it in Internet of Things age? What is that? I hate myself. for buying Lucent Tech. That's another thing. That's another piece of advice from this book that I really like, which is avoid regret, but ruthlessly look at why you made the mistake. So it's okay. We're all going to make bad calls. There's going to be information that we cannot get, that we did not have. We did all of our research. We read all the letters to the shareholders, all the letters from the CEOs. We interviewed in person every member of the management team. I mean, I don't care what you did. There could still be something that you don't know about. A little secret, a little something coming down the pike, and you don't know. You didn't know that was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, boom, that company is useless and it's a penny stock and but that's okay. Try not to regret it. Just figure out, okay, why did that happen? How can I keep that from happening in the future? Merrill Edge costs me nothing. Self-directed. Costs me nothing. When I go on their website, I see online investing and trading for $6.95. I see Merrill Edge guided investing for 0.45% annual fee. Other fees may apply. And also the $6.95 says other fees may apply. And invest with an advisor, 8.85% annual fee. Other fees may apply. So I don't know. TD Ameritrade Think or Swim is free. TD Ameritrade Think or Swim. Think or Swim trading platform. Trade up a level with Think or Swim. Get elite level trading tools and powerful resources. Trade equities, options, futures, and forex on your own personal trading. So it's basically just a brokerage, you mean? Because I think he was talking about something that like teaches you about investing. Hey, thanks for the super hearts. Who's that? Mr. Biggs, how are you? Thanks for being here. Thank you. We're learning about investing, so I got my eyes on my computer quite a bit today, but we're learning. Just wow, when you have enough to think of investing, time to change jobs. What? Domino's paves roads. What's happening? Well, rich girl talk WTF. Stan, are you angry right now? I'm not sure what's happening. Hi, Steph Ray. How are you? You still have to pay capital gains if you cash out, unless you do something with the gains, right? Trump uses Twitter enough to make up for deleted accounts. Free financial advising, wow. What are you guys talking about, free financial advising? The websites? I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. I'm a yoga teacher, and I think this book is interesting, so we're talking about it. I am a day trader, only buy into a company once every 30 days, don't buy every week. Taxes. Internet of Things, IoT, is when connected devices replace need for cell phones, being developed now. Internet of Things. Oh, interesting. Something that sounds like something I probably couldn't understand and would not invest in, but I believe that it's probably really cool next big thing. Same way that I approached cryptocurrency. I tried really hard. I studied it a lot. Actually, we're going to have a crypto advocate on this channel live with us, split screen, tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency. And he's going to be just telling us everything he thinks about it. I'll say what I think. It'll be a 1-hour show, and we'll see what we think by the end. I've done a few broadcasts about cryptocurrency. I do not invest in it myself because I cannot understand it, and therefore it is not a good investment for me. Book reader, thank you for the super hearts. Thinkorswim is a platform you can virtual trade, and it's very educational. Oh, you mean it's just like fake trades? I don't use advisors on Edge, so pay $6 a trade. So I use Robinhood, which charges $0. What happened to Disney stock when they were battling for 20th Century Fox? Hopefully nothing bad, because that's like the only investment that my dad has is Disney stock. All right, let's move on. All right, so we looked at the Shiller indicator ratio, a PDE ratio, and now we're going to talk about the Buffett indicator. You guys still with me? They were trying to gain access to all the Marvel characters. Cool. Interesting. Yeah, see, that's something you know a lot about and I don't know anything about. So I wouldn't invest in any of that. I don't even like to go to Disney, and I live in Florida. Okay. Buffett called the ratio between the market as a whole and national revenue probably the single best measure of where valuations stand at any given moment. Actually, let me just quickly put the book back up so you guys know what book this excerpt is from. This is Invested by Danielle Town, and it was an excellent book. Very practical. It teaches you very useful numbers and how to evaluate companies. So I actually put a book on my wish list, which is like a 700-page textbook called Valuation that I'd really like to kind of dive into and start becoming more comfortable with and better at, more fluent, so that I can teach it better, because I know that right now watching me learn it is probably a bit painful. By Railroads and Carpet Stores. I don't know anything about either of those businesses. Okay, one measure of this is called the ratio of Wilshire 5000 total market full cap index / gross domestic product, colloquially meaning like layman's term, called the Wilshire GDP. So gross domestic product, Wilshire GDP. The Wilshire GDP ratio is tracked by the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, the Fred, and can be found at fred.stlouisfed.org. To find the Wilshire GDP, the Fred takes the stock market index that covers the most stocks, the Wilshire 5000, and calculates its capitalization, how much the entire index is worth, and divides it by the gross domestic product, which is the total revenue created by U.S. businesses. You've been using Forex since 2003? If the Wilshire GDP ratio is around 60%, then overall the market is priced under its real value. If the ratio is over 100%, as it was in 1999, 2007, and now, it's like college, it's an indication that the market is overpriced. In other words, if the market is disproportionately high compared to the country's production of real products and services, then we should be prepared for a big market downturn. Is that better than a crash? A downturn? The Wilshire GDP went over 100% in 2000 and the market crashed. It went over 100% in 2008 and the market crashed again. That time, however, an extreme intervention in 2009 by the Federal Reserve Bank with a $4 trillion infusion and interest rates at 0% kept the Wilshire GDP from crashing further, and the resulting lack of alternatives for yields to investing in the stock market had the intended consequence of driving the market in real estate back up higher than before the 2008 crash. You would hire me as your money manager. Okay. Sai, te amo! Gracias! If you watch the Shiller P/E and the Buffett indicator, you'll have a good sense of where we are in the economic cycle, and where we are now is at the top. So let's go look that up. Wilshire GDP. And that's what I guess he's calling the Buffett indicator, but really it's just the Wilshire GDP, which is not a Buffett thing, I don't think. Okay. Wilshire GDP. fred.stlouisfed.org. And the small caps also. Okay, here we go. Fred. It's definitely the highest it's ever been. Wait, what do we have to do? We have to take the number. Wait, we have to take that number and divide it by the GDP, or wait? The ratio of Wilshire GDP. Ratio. The Wilshire GDP. And divides it by the gross domestic product. Okay, so there's the GDP, there's the Wilshire. I don't see a number. Wilshire GDP ratio, how's that? Is that gonna give it to me? I feel like this is the same page I was just on. Oh, this number over here. Oh, okay, here we go. It's right now at 126%. So that's guesstimating that's about 26% overpriced. Overpriced. So I'm going to put that on my investing document as well. So now we have the Shiller P/E ratio, which is at 32.71. And then we have the Wilshire GDP ratio when over 100. The market is overpriced. Downturn is coming. So 10, 8, 18, we have, what did I say? 1.2, 126.24. 126.24, 26.24%. Interesting. Okay. Define overpriced. The price is higher than it should be. So if you do a valuation of the company, you decide, okay, this is how much this company should be worth, what it's worth, what its value is, what the dollar amount value is, and then you look at the price, and if the price is higher than the value, then it's overpriced. If the price is below the value, then it's underpriced. It's a good value, and you should buy it. Been working at the same company for 26 years, and that should have more value than stock gambles. Okay, so again, it's not a gamble if you do your due diligence, if you research ahead of time, but you don't have to. And if this broadcast is pissing you off, you don't have to be here. I appreciate your support, but I feel like you're getting angry about it, and it's not an emotional thing. We're just thinking about things we can do with our money that we work hard for. Okay, so now we'll get into our first principle. We have about 30 minutes left in this broadcast, and hopefully we'll be able to get through the rest of this chapter. We have maybe 20 pages to go. You also have to keep an eye on Okay, so again, the first principle of value investing, according to Charlie Munger, is being capable of understanding the business. So he has 4 criteria. 1, it must be a business he is capable of understanding. 2, and this is for Charlie, government influence. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll get into exactly what you need to really research to be prepared to actually be able to come up with a potential growth ratio, because you have to think of, you're guessing. It's still a guess as to how much you think it's going to grow from year to year, what percentage you think it'll grow each year. There's no way to know that it's definitely going to grow at that rate. You can look at how much it's grown and what it's at right now and what you think it will be, but it's still kind of a guess, right? And same thing, you're going to keep an eye out for events like that, like changes in law. 2, it must be a business with some intrinsic characteristics that give it a durable competitive advantage. We call those moats, and I believe we'll get into that in the next chapter. Just quickly. Yes, so we'll get into moats in the next chapter, which will probably be tomorrow night. And we will be doing a walk scope soon too. I'm sorry, I was busy all day, and by the time I was done with phone calls and all the work I had to do, it was 8 p.m. and the sun was gone. So I couldn't do a walk scope, but we'll do a walk scope soon. Have I ever tried to read a prospectus? Exactly why it has to, and we'll get into that. She basically says it has to be a company that you're excited about and interested in enough that you're actually going to sit there and read all of that, because it's not easy, but it's your money. I mean, this could make you independently wealthy so that you don't have to work, and you can retire whenever you want, and you don't have to go work at Walmart when you're in your 70s and 80s because you read a prospectus, you know? Once the Fed was so incompetent that... Why are you not finishing, like, you're not maxing out the characters in the comments? Rules do not apply. Like, I feel like that whole comment could have just been one comment. Just saying, hi R&D, welcome to YouTube. How are you? Okay. Number 3, he would like it to be a business that has management with integrity and talent. Now again, the first 2 are must. Out of 4 of these, it says it must be a business blank, it must be a business blank, it must be a business blank. And then the third one says he would like it to be a business that has management with integrity and talent. And they talk about later, the reason it's just that he would like it to be is because management always changes. So it's not an absolute necessity that the current management needs to be really good. And number 4, it must be a business that he can buy for a price that makes sense and gives a margin of safety. And we'll get into all those numbers later on. So the first one, like we said, it must be a business that that we are capable of understanding. You need to understand the industry, which you can totally do. Just choose one that's an easy one for you. Hey, Steph, like maybe art, in the art industry. You don't get any extra points for studying industries that you know nothing about. You live in the world. You know lots of industries. Choose one you know something about. So for me, I think live streaming and social media is the industry I'm mainly going to focus on starting with, because I'm sure there's other industries I'm capable of understanding, like the cannabis industry. But if I try to do multiple industries at once, I'm probably going to end up taking longer than I should to get to the end of this. So we're going to start with Twitter as the example on this series, but you can use any companies that you want and do all the same research that you'll see me doing on Twitter on the companies that you have in mind. Do you guys have any companies in mind that you think you know the industry pretty well? Actually, let me talk about the circle of competence. This is where you want to try to find companies. So let me actually put my autofocus on here. In the meantime, here's some cowbell. Okay, so this is the circle of competence. Oh, wait, can you guys see it? Hang on. I forgot that I have the thing on the side there that I can't see. Okay. So, what do you vote for with your money? We talked about that a lot last night. What are you passionate about? Because again, you're going to have to read some really dry information about this company. So if you're passionate about it, it's going to be a lot more interesting. And where do I make my money? So you can see pretty clearly here why Twitter was actually a good choice for me, because it's absolutely in my circle of competence. It's something that I spend my money on, aka Super Hearts. It's where I make my money, aka Super Hearts and sponsorships. And I'm super, super passionate about it. I spend almost every minute of every day thinking about live streaming, talking about live streaming, working on live streaming, paying for other live streamers, training other live streamers, brainstorming new ideas for live streaming, considering starting my own live streaming website. Like, I'm super interested in it. I'm very passionate about it. RD says we need more cowbells. Did it work? Hey. No, it didn't. I was pushing the wrong button. Okay. So yeah, what is that for you? What do you vote for with your money, like we talked about last night? About what are you passionate? And where do you make your money? So you don't even have to find the center part, just write some stuff, like just ask yourself, what do I vote for with my money? We talked about this yesterday. Open up your checking account, open up your PayPal account, and look at all the transactions and just make categories for them. Really easy, just make a quick list. It's just to give you an idea of some companies. This isn't something you're gonna go look back at a bunch of times. Not surprised if they are your earnings on the left. Yeah, so these are sponsorships. This has nothing to do with investing, but this is money that people send to this business because they want to invest money. Invest might be a hard. They want me to invest the money into the business. So right now, our main investment on this channel is the content creators. So the other people you see that come live on this channel, I pay them to come on here, and they're supposed to be here. People are always like, how'd you get on her channel? Do you know there's someone in your account? Like, yeah, I promote them all the time. So if you watch my broadcast, hopefully you're hearing about them. And so that's one of our main investments right now, trying to grow this channel, but also the travel is probably another area where we invest. But now we're going to start investing in stocks and turning the money into more money. Have you ever heard of Steve Madden shoes? I have, yeah. You're welcome, RD. Thanks for asking for cowbells. Oh, and we have, okay, we're at 30 minutes left in this broadcast right now. We're at 14,000 super hearts. To get to our 100,000 super heart goal of the day, we needed to be at, oh God. I closed the calculator. I did calculations or something and I closed it. Crap. It was like 63,000, I think. I had the exact number and I said it a few times in the broadcast, but I already forgot. So it's supposed to be 63,000. We are at 14,000. So we need, what? 49,000 more super hearts to hit the goal. And Tiki, thank you for the regular hearts. Steph, Josie, Katie, Mark, Sonam. You don't like to play with your money? Okay, well, you could just put it in a savings account if you want, and then you'll lose 3% of it to inflation every year, or you can invest it in like a index fund and make a couple percent off it to at least balance out inflation. That's not really playing with it. But if you want to, turn it into real wealth, this is some options. So this, you could do real estate investing, you can do day trading, you can do other types of investing. This is definitely more up my alley. This is more like speaks my language. But I encourage you to do what is your language, what you feel comfortable with, and where you feel proficient. Because just because I don't feel comfortable in those industries doesn't mean you wouldn't. Great monetary advice. Cool, Rayleigh. Nice. So I'm curious to know what kind of companies you guys are considering investing in, what's on your watch list, your wish list, and where is your overlap? What companies are all three for you? Like, where do you make your money? I mean, that's, for most of us, that might just be one place. So where do you make your money? Are you passionate about that place? And do you spend your money on that as well? If you do, hey, maybe you work at Starbucks, and maybe Starbucks is a company that you should be evaluating. You just survive month to month. I'm so sorry, Mark. I hope that changes for you. I hope you realize that it doesn't have to be that way. Rayleigh can't type tonight. Oh, that's okay. I can never type. Oh my God. Stop. Oh my God, you guys are trolls. Texting me while I'm live. Okay. So for her, for the author of this book, Danielle Town, not me, because we do have a lot of similar interests, so I'm not talking about myself. I am talking about her right now, is startups. She likes new startup businesses because that's where she was a lawyer that helped start up businesses with certain lawsuits. So she was really interested in startups. Yoga. She spends her money on yoga. She likes to do yoga. I don't know how it is in her middle thing because I don't think she makes money off yoga, but whatever. Cars? I don't know. She didn't talk about cars in this whole book. Healthy food. She talks about Whole Foods a lot. That was like her first investment, and it's like the main company she uses for her example in the book. And entertaining. Entertaining, I think she means like having people over. Something like that. Okay. Cool. Gurus is the next part of this chapter, and then I think, I thought that there was not so much left. That's okay. We run a little over. That's okay. Daniel is crazy, man. Don't believe him. Daniel? Who's Daniel? What did I just say? Daniel. Crypto. We're going to be doing a crypto broadcast tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so tune in. It'll be me and my friend, the Mentalist, will be on here. Well, actually, not really my friend. I actually don't know him, but will be one of my other contributors. If you contribute $100 or more, you can actually request a broadcast of your choice. So someone requested that I have this guy on to talk about stop distracting me, to talk about cryptocurrency. So we're going to do that tomorrow at 4 p.m. What's the list on the side of the screen? Hi, Mike, 1212112. These are the sponsors from the last 30 days. So last night we had an $8,000 broadcast. That's unusual. That is a massive record for me and potentially a lot of broadcasters on this app. I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone having that high of a broadcast. So yeah, we had an amazing night last night, and this list is just glorious. Asha, hey! Oh, he's an author? Wait, Danielle? Wait, no. Daniel? This is Danielle Town. That's a woman. And she's the daughter of Phil Town, who wrote Rule Number 1 Investing. So I'm not really sure who you're talking about, but it's amusing. Am I going? I'm going to be going in 16 minutes, 15 minutes. We'll try and visit. Is that Eastern time? Yes, Stan. I'm in Florida, so it'll be 4 p.m. Eastern time. YR made $8,000 last night. I can't really say why people send money. They would have to tell you themselves, and the $7,000 came from Anonymous. So it's kind of hard to tell. I did ask Anonymous today why they contributed, and they said they were in the giving mood. It makes them happy to give. It makes me happy when they give, and they know I'm going to do something good with it, and that maybe I said something that resonated with them. I think I can say that much. How much money is 1 million super hearts? It's $660. Asha, thanks for sharing on Twitter and inviting your followers. I love you, Asha. I'm so excited for you to start going live again, going live again, and for you to have your new job and get all situated and settled. And I still have autofocus on. Oh, that's so annoying. Why is it trolling me today? Okay, go quick. Quick, before it changes back to blurry, Taylor. I don't want to be blurry. No, go like this. Go like this. No, not auto. Like this. I think this is gonna look better. Come on, why doesn't it let me slide it? Is that better? I feel like zero focus is the best. Yeah, I look pretty clear, right? Okay, sorry. All right, gurus. They're talking about how basically some people just copied everything that Warren Buffett was buying and they did pretty well with that. So to find some gurus, some investing gurus that you follow and admire and see what they're buying, and if they're not buying a company you're thinking about buying, maybe try to figure out why that might be. Oh, thank you, Laura. Yeah, it was really exciting. I will say, okay, this is going to be like totally off topic, but just kind of a little insight into my mind. I was married, or, we were in that relationship where we were married, but not legally married, for 7 years. And our relationship was 7 years. And that just ended in about 3 months ago. So up until this point, now I've never had this big of a day, $8,000 in a day ever. But I did one time have a like $7,000 day. And it was really exciting, and every time I had a really big night and would do really well, I would go and tell him about it. Like I would go downstairs out of my studio and I would be like, oh my god, I got these super hearts and this person sent this much and it's just so exciting. I just like, oh, so... and I would have someone to kind of share the experience with, and he was not a very excited guy. He was kind of like, you guys probably remember Mr. Perfect. And it was weird last night a little bit, like not having anyone to talk about it with. Do you know what I mean? Like, Shun, put info and then space your username. So #info Shun the Sun, and it'll tell you the day you created your Periscope account. Don't growl at the egg bot. I'm gonna cowbell you. Changes the story, not legally married. Yeah, we weren't married by law. We had a wedding ceremony, but we didn't get the marriage license. We didn't think the government needed to be involved. Do I make a living off of Periscope? I do, Mike, I do. You must call me on those big nights. I'll celebrate with you. So I will give a special shout out to Flash and Sonam, two of my very close friends, also two of the top, actually those are the two people that have more super hearts in the world than I do, because it goes Flash, Sonam, me, as far as I know. And those were the two people that reached out to me, and they were so excited. They're like, great job, awesome. Like, and I said thank you to both of them. I was like, thank you so much, because it's kind of a strange experience when you're on your own. Like, you're so excited, you're like brimming with this energy, but there's no real outlet for it. Like, I just worked. I mean, I was just working. I worked right until about 8 in the morning, and I just crashed. So $8,000, worked till 8 in the morning. I got all my messages and comments, everything handled. Shara, thank you for the super hearts, getting us closer to our daily goal. Excuse me, Dr. P, good to see you again on Twitch. How you been? What's new? Okay, did it tell you? Oh my god, it's not including the anniversary? Crap! That's sweet, Laura, though. Thank you for offering. Yeah, I mean, everyone was saying congratulations and other broadcasts and stuff. It was nice. It was just different. Like, it was my first really big day where I was single. So that's pretty much it. Smells like teenage violence. What? Did you jump up and down? No, I'm not really a jump up and down kind of person. I guess sometimes I am. No, I didn't jump up and down though. What's my daily goal? 100,000 super hearts a day. So we were, before this broadcast started, we needed 63,000. We're at 14,000. So, I mean, I shouldn't say need, but that's what we want to hit our goal. Obviously, yesterday with 1 million super hearts gets us through like 10 days, but we still want to make sure we hit that 3 million super heart bonus for the Periscope bonus for $350 extra at the end of the month. So we have to make sure we get 3 million before the end of October. Will you tell him, Josie, please? If you reach out to Joey, you can tell him to change it, because I always forget to do stuff like that. You just email help@eggdrop.com and let them know that the info function isn't telling us the day we created our account anymore. Oh, another way you can do it that I heard about, if you go to periscope.tv and log in to your Twitter, you can click your picture in the upper right hand corner over here. Boop. Click your, like a little tiki. Boop. Tiki. Click it, and then you'll see something that says like your stats. Here, let me go try to do it right now myself and see what it says. Periscope.tv. Their website has been being a little glitchy for me the past few days, so we'll see if it's back up and running. Settings, maybe? Review profile? Here, let me see settings. Settings. Yeah, okay, so you're going to click your picture once you log into Twitter on the periscope.tv. Click your picture. Then click settings, and you'll see something that says your Periscope data. Your Periscope data gives you direct access to your Periscope information, including your account information, broadcast and chat history, viewing history, and more. So you click send data request. Oh, good night, Shara. I love you. Yeah, I'll be done. I'll be done soon. Preparing your data. Okay, so you have to click send data request. So it said they received that. They're preparing the data. It could take a few hours. And then it'll say your data is ready. Data dashboard and download link will appear on this page. So you just come back like later to that page. I have heard people say that it really doesn't take hours. It's pretty quick, but I probably have a lot of data, so we'll see about that. I've been curious about that, so thanks for asking, Josie, because I have been not testing that, and I was curious about it, so now we know. All right, we talked about gurus, so keep an eye on your gurus. Make sure that you're not buying things they're not buying, or being really, 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 really sure about something you're buying, even if they're not buying it. This is just personal stuff. There's a lot of personal and anecdotal evidence in this book, and anecdotal means that she uses personal stories from her life to make points. Businesswoman in the budding stage gets ruthless in the next stage. Ruthless? We'll see. I'm not the nicest person in the world, but I think I'm pretty reasonable, rational, logical. I think I'm pretty friendly. But yeah, ruthless is probably not a word that's too far from me, but it's described me since I was just a wee young lass, far before I ever had a business. I think personalities are something that kind of stay steady. Do I use a VPN? I used to use Opera, but I can only get this on the screen with Chrome, so I've been using Chrome. Why do you ask, Danny? All right, starting research is hard, but this is the month to do it. It's gonna take some boredom before you find the good stuff. Choose a newspaper for business news and read it regularly. Do your own investing intensive and read the Buffett Bible. Look at some 13F filings. Think about what would work best for you in your schedule and then go for it. I have no idea what that means. 13F filings. I'm writing it down. So is this, I kind of skipped through the anecdotes, but this might actually be the one where the chapter where she's talking about what you should be reading and looking at. So let me just scroll back through here real quick. Do you like how I call it scrolling even though it's a book? Okay. Okay, this is interesting. I'm going to read this part too. But how could I ever consider myself capable of truly, madly, deeply understanding a publicly traded company? There are vast amounts of information about these companies that I can never know. The distribution of information between a company and its investors is wildly misaligned. Plus, truly understanding a company requires understanding its competition and its industry, which is a whole other endeavor. Hey Charlene, good morning. And understanding an industry requires understanding its relationship to other industries, which requires understanding those industries individually as well. And obviously I'd need to understand the market as a whole to understand how this industry and company fit into it. And how can I expect myself to understand the market as a whole when I'm just beginning at all this? And mental breakdown. Took a step back, noticed I was mentally spiraling. You don't have to fully understand it right now. You have to be capable of understanding it. Hey. Think of it like buying a house. You look at the neighborhood, you compare it to other houses. It's somewhat similar to that. Keep it simple, stupid. We talked about that a couple of days ago. They call that the rule of obviousness. Okay, so Warren Buffett has a box on his desk called the too hard box. So when he's researching companies, when he finds one that he thinks is too hard to understand, he puts that into that box. And he tries really hard to put every company into that box. He wants it to be too hard. He wants to, he wants to only be working with industries and businesses that he can understand. Don't be afraid of saying something is too hard. Find low bars to jump over, not high bars. To look into a company, you should use your own innate knowledge and experience to determine if this company is potentially in your sweet spot or if it's just right now today too hard. Joseph, RD with the orange super hearts, both of you guys, thank you so much. Super waves. What's up, what's up, what's up? All right, what did that just get us to? Now we're at 18,000 super hearts. Why can't I do math? Why does 63,000 have to be such an annoying number? We're 45,000 super hearts away from our goal. What's it gonna take? What are we gonna do? Sing Spice Girls again? Okay. Let's see the too hard. So don't be afraid of things being too hard to understand. Okay, we talked about that. Oh, that's an interesting one too. Check your Amazon account to see what you're voting for, like what you're actually spending money for, like what you're buying on Amazon. That's interesting. And she realized that she buys toilet paper and she buys Charmin toilet paper, and they're owned by Procter and Gamble, so that's a company she was considering potentially investing in because she does like the Charmin toilet paper, stuff like that. You have an opinion about toilet paper and you didn't even realize it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Oh, Asha, thank you for the super hearts. Love you, girl. Thank you. They're chocolatey and delicious. So, here they are. Yeah, I did skip past some important stuff. That was my bad. I'm going to put on my little investing sheet as well. So, we have 13F filings, annual reports, consumer staples ETF got you covered. Okay. So it says that you can use a few different websites to help see what industry a company is in if you're not really sure like what the industry is. So he has his website, Rule 1 Investing. Yahoo Finance. There's a free website called Invest Snips that has an industries tab. If you click it and scroll down to category links, you'll see about 450 categories from advertising to zinc. The site reclassifies companies according to category of interest. Okay, so the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC. My voice is gone? My voice is gone? You guys can't hear me? Zero Hedge? Wait. She said, never mind, it was me. Okay. Like, what? Okay. The SEC has tried to solve the information deficit and protect investors by requiring a comprehensive annual report from each company on the stock exchange, among other filings. So that's the annual reports. The annual report is a written document that tends to be very long and is submitted to the SEC on its Form 10-K, so it is interchangeably called the annual report or the 10-K. Audio good? Okay, thank you, RD. So annual reports or 10Ks. Okay. It describes in great detail the work of a company, its plans, its financials, and all the ways the company could potentially fail. I have to determine from my research if a monolithic company is quavering, and the annual report is the first place to look. They're notoriously boring. Once you read a few, you learn where to sniff out the really juicy stuff and just skim over the rest. Public companies also file reports every quarter called the 10Q and hold calls with analysts every quarter that are recorded and transcribed. They can all be found on the company's website for investor relations, or if they don't have a good website, on the SEC's website. My dad thinks the SEC's website called Edgar is tough to use, but I don't find it that difficult, and I like getting things from the official source. Okay, so 10Qs, these are what, quarterly reports? Quarterly reports / 10Qs. Nope, that's not how you spell that. There we go. Then look for inside ownership trading. So the SEC's website, SEC website is Edgar, and then you can search company's website. What did you say? Investor relations for quarterly analyst calls. Recorded and transcribed under investor relations. Okay. Josie, welcome back. All right. I think that's it. Reading annual reports is a major project. You want me to randomly read them? Pretty much, yeah. Oh, okay, here are a list of the gurus that this guy recommends. Phil Town, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Monish Pabrai, Guy Spear, David Einhorn, Bruce Berkowitz, and a bunch of others. He has a list of gurus he follows for ideas on his own website, Rule 1 Investing. I can find their 13F filings on the SEC's Edgar website. Oh, 13F filings. So that's actually filings of other investors. Is that true? I'm going to do this research, probably not live, and I will tell you what I find interesting. Maybe we'll pick up on the research part tomorrow. You do have your own button. Actually, it's like the Josie button. I should just call it Josie. It's like a picture of a cowbell and just your name on it. And I'm going to put this list of Phil Town's gurus. Or actually, I'll just put check Rule 1 Investing website for a list of Phil Town's gurus. And then we can look into the 13F filings of anyone we find interesting. This is good stuff. We got a lot today, actually. So I'm going to recap. It's crazy to me how it seems so intense, but then when I read it again, I'm like, oh, that's easy. Okay, so the first principle of value investing is only invest in companies that you are capable of understanding. The company, the industry, the competition. Josie. Josie. Okay. And we learned about the Shiller P/E ratio, which is at 32.71 right now, which means a crash is likely coming. The Wilshire GDP ratio, which is at 126.24%, which means that the market is about 26% overpriced, which also means we're going to be experiencing a downturn soon. And then when you pick a company, so pick one company, I'm going to do Twitter. Sounds like a pyramid scheme. Is this a pyramid scheme? Schmuck Pundit, do you know what a pyramid scheme is? You can't sign up for anything here. A pyramid scheme is something where you get people to sign up and they get paid and then they make money off other people they sign up for the program. I don't have anything like that, so it couldn't be a pyramid scheme, but now you know what a pyramid scheme is, so you can know how to better identify one. This is just Fem Yoga, and people support the channel at femyoga.com. You think free is overpriced? Okay. All right. Good. Boom. Perfect. Now, the company, when you pick what company you want to look up. No, I read it. Oh, no, I didn't read that one. My phone died when you were telling me to go to Twitter to do something, though. Yeah, that was like an hour ago, I feel like. I don't really remember what I was telling you to go. Oh, you were supposed to send me a link to a cowbell on Amazon. That's what it was. And then I'll put on my Amazon wish list. Okay, so when you pick the company, you want to read their annual reports, also known as 10Ks. You want to read their quarterly reports, also known as 10Qs. And you want to search the company's website for the quarterly analyst calls, which are recorded and transcribed under investor relations or something like that on their website. If you can't find it on there, then you can use the SEC's website, which is also known as EDGAR. And you also want to look up, basically just Google the company and see what's in the news about them. So you want to see, like, are they being reported on? Are there articles about them? Is there, like with Chipotle, there was like the E. coli scare. Is that really going to be in these reports? But you're probably going to find some articles about it on the internet. Twitter egg drop something, but I will find the holy bell of cow for you. Yay, thank you, Franco. Oh, I was saying you could email Joey, help@eggdrop.com, and tell him that you want to get your date. No, it wasn't Twitter. It was go on the website. So periscope.tv, log in, use your Twitter account to log in, and then click your face, click settings, click my Periscope data, something like that. And then, or my account data, you'll see it. And then just click send data request. If you have any trouble with it, just message me on Twitter or Instagram, FemYogaTaylor, and I can try to help you. Hey, Franco, I'm good. How are you? Yeah, that's what it was, right? And you can also check Rule 1 Investing website for a list of Phil Towns gurus, and we can look at their 13F filings to see what they're buying right now, or selling, or what they're doing. Kind of interesting, and what they're holding. Wow, this is perfect timing. We still have 1 minute left in this broadcast, and now I get to say bye. You think $2,500 is not enough? Not enough for what? What are you talking about? I sent you pics of my beautiful quinoa. Ooh, yay, quinoa. How long does it take to make in the rice maker? Text me. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this discussion on value investing. I want to say a huge thank you for 18,567 super hearts. Not quite to our goal. We're about 40,000 shy of our goal for today, but thanks to all the lovely, generous contributors from last night, we're still okay for today, so we're still going to count it as a win. I want to say a big thank you to Stan for the super hearts. Thank you, Spasibo, to Alex for the super hearts, both over 1,000 super hearts. Charlene, thank you for the super hearts. Good morning. Are you going live after this? Tiki, top contributor of the broadcast, thank you for the super hearts. Not only did she send the most super hearts, but she sent the most regular hearts. She totally dominated this broadcast. She is our queen. All hail the Tiki. And thank you to Scott, over 3,000 super hearts. RD, almost 3,000 super hearts. And thank you to Joe, Shara, Joseph, I should say, Mr. Biggs, Asha, Mark, and Maintenance Man for all of the super hearts. You guys are awesome. You can also go over to the website, femyoga.com, and click support. If you sign up for monthly sponsorships, you'll be entered to win $100 on the 17th of every month. And this month, we're giving away $600. So we're giving away $100 on the 17th, which is only open to monthly sponsors. We are going to give away $100 on the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd, just to say thank you for 40 million super hearts. And we are getting so close to 50 million. When we hit 50 million, we're going to give away another $500 because that's just how we roll. So get ready to get lots and lots of money. And that $500 giveaway will be open to everyone. You just have to be here live. So make sure you're following with your notifications turned on. And thank you to everyone that makes this show possible. You can also use Streamlabs if you prefer it. Streamlabs.com/femyoga. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow for 3 more hours of positive content to help you reach your health, wealth, and relationship goals. Thank you guys. I can't say thank you enough. That didn't work again.